Thanks for having me. I know we've been trying to connect for a couple months, so this is great that we're actually able to do it now.
I know you've been so busy. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Sure. So I'm Hue Chen. I'm president of Saglo Companies, and we own and operate shopping centers across Florida, Georgia, and we just expanded into the Maryland market a few months ago. We've been around for a long time. We were founded in 1976 by a gentleman named Saul Glotman. And from 1976 until today, we've been primarily focused on retail shopping centers. My history is that I started in commercial real estate in the year 2000. I worked at companies that are more South Florida based, such as Terra Nova Corporation, Woolbright Development, and Ram Realty. And I've been at Saglo since 2012.
Wow, that's an incredible journey. Let's get into Saglo's journey. So, the company has been around a long time, almost 50 years, and you've been a part of its growth for almost a decade. What initially attracted you to Saglo, and how has the company's investment approach evolved?
Yeah, you bring up a great point that we're going to be nearing our 50-year anniversary next year, so we'll have to figure out like a really good event to do, or we'll have to put my head together with David, our director of marketing, to figure out how we're going to celebrate it. But it is quite an accomplishment. I would say the majority of companies don't have that type of tenure, and that history or that track record and the tenure is one of the reasons that attracted me to Saglo. I think like in most businesses, I think that the track record is one of the most important things that you can look at, and especially one that's been through 3 or 4 or 5 down cycles. Because look, I think it's I think that in up cycles, anyone can be successful, and it's not as difficult. I think riding out these down cycles, now that's really where you cut your teeth and sharpen your skills, if you will. And it's interesting because 2012, when I started at Saglo, is an interesting year, since that's coming off the heels of the great financial crisis. And when I had met with Jack, Jack Klotman, who's the son of the founder and the main principal at Saglo, he wanted to do something a little bit different at Saglo, because from 1976 until 2012, it's been essentially all of the Glotman family's equity powering the growth of Saglo. And the portfolio size fluctuated, between 600,000 feet and maybe just under 1 million square feet. And it's been growing slowly, low leverage. But the idea was that, hey, maybe we can really scale up and expand our or increase the footprint of our portfolio size by bringing in outside investors, perhaps friends and family investors, and then instead of owning 100% of the properties, maybe keep 10 or 20% of the property of the ownership of the properties, but just have a lot more of them. And so I came on board in 2012 for that purpose. So the tenure, the track record, and also the opportunity to really, grow the company. I think that's all things that excited me. And to grow the company, you need to have a strong capital base. And so I think that their conservative nature up until then allowed them to have, a good amount of capital to really roll out an expansion plan. And to this day, which is one of the unique things that we do, is when we're buying properties and then raising money, we are actually our largest investor in all of the funds that we create. So that's another unique thing about Saglo.
Nice. So, another unique thing that stands out about Saglo is that while many firms focus on ground up